If Photoshop has started feeling slow, glitchy, or overloaded, clearing the cache can make a huge difference. In this video, I'll show you how to clear Photoshop cache using a few different methods, depending on how deep you want to clean things up. We'll cover the quick internal purge, the camera raw cache, and the temporary scratch disk files that can build up over time. If this tutorial helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips and easy software guides. Let's get into it. First, let's start with the fastest method, which is the internal purge inside Photoshop. This is the quickest way to clear some of the temporary memory Photoshop is holding while you're actively working. It's especially useful if you're in the middle of a heavy project and the app starts lagging or becoming unresponsive. To do this, go up to the top menu bar and click Edit. Then hover over Purge. From there, select All. Now, a very important warning here: when you choose Purge All, Photoshop will clear your clipboard data and your active undo history. That means you won't be able to step backward with Ctrl+Z on Windows or Command+Z on Mac to undo previous actions after this. So before you do it, make sure you are happy with your current progress and you do not need to go back and recover earlier edits. If you're ready, this can instantly free up temporary memory and give Photoshop a cleaner start. Next, let's move on to the camera raw cache. This is a great option if you work with high-resolution photos, especially raw files, because Photoshop stores thumbnail data and image information in a separate cache that can grow very large over time. If you've been editing for a while, this folder can take up a surprising amount of space and may slow things down. To clear it, open your Preferences menu. On Windows, go to Edit, then Preferences, then File Handling. On Mac, go to Photoshop, then Settings or Preferences, and then File Handling. Once that window opens, click the Camera Raw Preferences button at the top. In the Camera Raw Preferences area, look to the left sidebar and click Performance. Under the Cache section, you should see a Purge Cache button. Click that to clear it. While you're here, you can also lower the maximum size limit if you want to stop the cache from getting too large again in the future. This is a smart habit if your storage space is limited or you edit large batches of photos regularly. Now for the deeper clean, the physical scratch disk cache. This is the kind of temporary file Photoshop creates while it's working on large projects. Normally, when Photoshop closes properly, these files are removed automatically. But if Photoshop crashes or closes unexpectedly, those temporary files can get left behind on your drive and slowly eat up space. To clear them on Windows, first close Photoshop completely. Then press the Windows key +R to open the Run dialog box. Type %temp% and press Enter. This opens your temporary files folder. Look through the folder for any large files named Photoshop Temp followed by a string of numbers like Photoshop Temp 847294. Select those files and delete them. After that, don't forget to empty your recycle bin so the space is actually recovered. If you're on a Mac, the process is similar in concept, but the location of temporary files can vary depending on your system and version of Photoshop. The key idea is the same. Make sure Photoshop is fully closed, then remove leftover temporary files only if you are certain they belong to Photoshop and not another app. If you're unsure, it's always better to be cautious and avoid deleting anything important. A quick tip before you finish: if Photoshop feels slow all the time, clearing cache is helpful, but it's also worth checking your available disk space, RAM usage, and scratch disk settings. Sometimes the real issue is that your drive is nearly full, which can affect performance just as much as cache buildup. Keeping your files organized and clearing temporary data regularly can make Photoshop much smoother to use. So to recap, there are 3 solid ways to clear Photoshop cache. Use Edit, Purge All for a quick memory reset, clear the camera raw cache from Preferences if you work with large images, and remove leftover Photoshop temp files from your system temp folder for a deeper cleanup. Each method serves a different purpose, and together they can help Photoshop run faster and more reliably. If this video helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials, and leave a comment if you want more quick fixes for lag, storage, and performance issues. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.